KongZap is a software solution that helps organizations deploy Kong Gateway faster. As a customer, I have a simple requirement to deploy Kong Gateway in AWS EKS and make it accessible externally. This simple requirement turned out to be of medium complexity. We need to provision Route 53 for DNS configuration, AWS Certificate Manager for public and private TLS certificates. We need to provision VPC with public subnets for application load balancers, EKS in a private subnet for Kong control and data planes, Aurora database in database subnet for the control plane to interact with. How long do you think it will take you to build this? If your organization has a lot of manual steps, it may take several months. Based on your level of automation, it might vary from a few hours to a few weeks. If you want to deploy a production-grade Kong gateway, you have to address a few additional aspects. You must be able to generate Kong gateway configuration from API specs. You must configure TLS for Kong components. You must enable and configure global plugins. You must secure manager and portal using single sign-on. You must implement the OWASP API top 10 to handle vulnerabilities and enhance security for your APIs. You need to integrate observability tools to gain insights into your system's performance, health, and security so that you can fix problems before they cause outages or security breaches. What started as a simple requirement has turned out to be a complex deployment process. How long will it take you to build Kong Gateway in AWS EKS and expose it externally? Would you like to try to build all of this in a few minutes using KongZap? Let me start by creating a new configuration. Let me provide a name for the configuration. I'll select AWS as a provider. I'll select Amazon EKS. I'll select the region as Europe, London, and I'll select a few tags for all the resources. I'm going to provide the zone ID for DNS configuration, and I'm going to select Aurora Postgres for the Kong database. We also have an option to see some advanced questions. So these advanced questions helps you choose a few more properties for the specific category. I'll keep the CIDR as it is for the VPC. I'll select the data plane to be in public subnet. I'll update the cluster version to 1.25. There are a few Kong properties. As you observe, most of the fields are auto-populated. You can modify it according to your needs. This is the Kong Manager single sign-on details. This is the developer portal single sign-on details. I'll disable a few global plugins. We'll be selecting Datadog for observability application and providing its corresponding details. I would like to have Bamboo pipeline scripts for API ops, and let me save it. Now if you go to the list of configs, our new config is ready. I can choose to download the scripts, which will give you a downloadable zip file with, where you can see the Terraform scripts that are required to generate this AWS infrastructure. We can directly deploy this configuration to AWS by providing the access key and secret. If you have done that, we can also do a teardown. You can also delete all the infrastructure that you have created as part of this. I have already used the deploy to provider option to deploy to AWS. So if I go back to manager.com, we can now see that the Kong Manager is up and running. You can add your license key and you will have all the features enabled. You will also receive a sample API ops script that you can use to automate the API lifecycle journey in Kong Gateway. KongZap is the easiest way to make Kong deployments faster and production grade. Try it today and see the difference.